Hello students, these are topic tests that we have prepared for you to help you gauge your preparation as it goes along. So once you are done with the basic concepts of a topic, take these topic tests. Once you're given the test, go through the video. This video will give you a perspective of what could have been a good attempt, which questions to look at, what is the kind of time that you want to invest in each question. And if you do like the test in the video, there are more than 200 topic tests available on all the topics on the Bodhee Prep Android app. The link for the app is in the description of this video, so just download the app and get cracking on the tests. This video is is on the topic time, speed, distance, and this is test number 3 that I'm discussing here. Overall, the level of the test is, I think, moderate. 6 to 7 net correct attempts would be a good attempt in this test. Good meaning 90 to 95 percentile plus, and an overall time of about 18 to 21 minutes would be required to go through the test overall. That would be the ideal time for this test. Looking at the questions, question number 1 says Choppat, Popat, Sarpat participate in race of X kilometers. Choppat finishes 18 minutes ahead, 18 meters ahead of Popat and 24 meters ahead of Sarpat. Popat finishes 8 meters ahead of Sarpat. If none of the three changes his running speed during the race, what is the value of X? Now we have to understand here that when Chopat reaches the end point, Popat is 18 meters behind. So to finish the race from here to here, Popat runs a distance of 18 meters. Also from this case 1 to case 2, Sarpat was 24 meters behind the finish line. Here he is only 8 meters behind the finish line. So in the same time, while Popat ran 18, Sarpat has run a distance of 24 minus 8, which is 16 meters. Which means if you look at Popat and Sarpat, when one runs 18, the other runs 16. The difference between them is 2. But we know that when P runs the entire distance, S is 8 meters behind them. To make 2 and 8, I want to multiply this by 4. So multiplied by 4 gives me 72 and 64. When P will run 72 meters, S will be 64 meters and will be 8 meters behind. As we can see at this point, Popat is finishing the race. So the race is 72 meters and that becomes the value of X. Or what we can do is in case 1, P has run X minus 18 meters. In the same time, S has run X minus 24 meters. And in case 2, P has run X meters. In the same time, S has run X minus 8 meters. Cross multiply, solve for X. We'll still get the value as 72. That's an easy to moderate question. You would have done this question multiple times while practicing as well. So 90 seconds, moderate, easy to moderate, linear races question. A and B start running simultaneously on a circular track from point O, A, B, in the same direction. If the ratio of speeds are 6:1, respectively, then how many times A is ahead of B by a quarter length of a track before they meet at O for the first time? Now, when they meet at O for the first time, meet at O for the first time, A would have done 6 rounds, B would have done 1 round because the ratio of speed is 6:1. Therefore, the number of meetings that they will have in the same direction, the number of meetings will be 6 minus 1, which is 5. Now, between any two meetings, for example, once the race starts, there will be a point where A will be 1/4 of the track length ahead of B, and then the distance will increase. Then A and B will meet again. Again, there will be a point where A will be 1/4 of a track length ahead of B, and they will meet again. So from the start to the first meeting, there will be one instant. From the first to the second meeting, there will be one instant. From the second to the third meeting, there will be one instant. Third to the fourth meeting, there will be one instant. Fourth to the fifth meeting, there will be one instant. And the fifth meeting will happen at O, and both of them will be together at O. So this would have happened 5 times till then, and that becomes the answer. Or what we can do is we can look at the concept of relative speed and say if A and B are running in the same direction, the ratio of speed 6:1. If we make the ratio of speed of B as 0, That means effective speed of A is 6 minus 1, 5. Reduce 1 from both of them. So B is just standing there and A is running around. Now A will run 5 rounds. The moment A starts to run, there will be a case where A will be 1/4 of a track ahead of B, and this will happen 5 times between any two meetings. So from the start to the first meeting, first to the second meeting, and so on. Two ways of looking at it, but the answer will be 5. Again, if we understand circular motion, actually it's not a very difficult question, especially the solving time is not very much, and therefore maybe easy to moderate, about 90 seconds to solve. At 7 a.m., Anil started from P towards Q. P, Q, Anil, 7, and Bhanu started from Q towards P at 7, Bhanu. At 9 a.m., they crossed each other. So they met at 9 a.m. and continued towards the respective destination. If the total time taken by Anil to reach the destination is 3 hours more than that taken by Bhanu. So if we say that for Anil and Bhanu, let their speeds be A and B respectively, kilometers per hour, and the time taken for entire journey for Bhanu be X. Anil took 3 hours more, so X plus 3. Therefore, we can say that the total distance between A and B is equal to speed of Anil into time taken by Anil. Also, it will be speed of Bhanu into time taken by Bhanu. Also, when they meet, we can say uh, they both have traveled from 7 to 9, 2 hours. Therefore, in 2 hours, Anil will cover 2A, Bhanu will cover 2B. So, this is 2A, this is 2B. From here, we'll get the sum of this will be the difference between P and Q. We have to find the ratio of A and B. So, we somehow eliminate X from here. So, what we do is we write from the third equation, if I put the value of D, I'll say 2A plus 2B is equal to AX plus 3A. And here from the second equation, I'll say from here we can write 2A plus 2B is equal to BX. From here we can write X as 2A plus 2B by B. Substitute that value here, cross multiplying square. I'm getting a square. Okay, let's not do this. Px. What we can do is we can write this as taking it here 2b minus a is equal to ax, and from here we know that 2a plus 2b is equal to bx. We divide these two equations, 1 divided by 2. So you'll get 2b minus a upon 2a plus 2b is equal to a by b, x and x cancel, cross multiplied. 2b square minus ab is equal to 2a squared plus 2ab, which means 2b, we have to find the ratio of Anil to Bhanu. We have to find a by b. This can be written as 2a squared plus 2ab plus ab, 3ab minus 2b squared is equal to 0. If we further divide this by ab, if we divide the entire thing by ab, we will get 2a square by ab plus 3ab by ab minus 2b square by ab is equal to 0, which becomes 2a by b, a and a square cancel, plus 3 minus 2b by a is equal to 0. Let a by b is equal to x. So 2x plus 3 minus 2 by x is equal to 0, which will give us 2x square plus 3x minus 2 upon x is equal to 0, cross multiply, this becomes a 0. And therefore 2x square plus 4x, 2 to the 4, minus 4. Minus 4 will be minus 1. 4x minus x minus 2 is equal to 0. 2x into x plus 2 minus 1 into x plus 2 is equal to 0. 2x minus 1 into x plus 2 is equal to 0. Therefore, either 2x minus 1 is 0 or x plus 2 is 0. So here I'll get x is equal to 1 by 2 or x is equal to minus 2. Obviously, the ratio cannot be minus 2. Therefore, 1 is to 2 becomes the answer. A by B will be 1 is to 2. Again, I'd say this question would be moderate to difficult level because calculation is a little intensive here. It may not be a difficult question in terms of concept per se, but I think the calculation is decent and therefore moderate. Easily 2.5 odd minutes to solve the question. Rohan, Shikha's boyfriend, had to pick her from home for a live concert on her 23rd birthday. The venue of the concert in Shikha's home in opposite direction of Rohan's office. So this is the office. Here suppose is the concert. Here suppose is the home. Opposite directions from the office. He got late because of some work at the office and he realized if he goes to pick up Shikha and from her home and which has a 48-minute drive from his office. So office to home is 48 minutes drive. He will have to come back 48 minutes and then go to the concert. They would be late for the show by 16 minutes. He asked her to start from her home towards his office in an auto rickshaw and himself started driving towards her home. Both of them started simultaneously. He picked her soon as they met, and they managed to reach the venue just in time for concert. If Rohan drives at a speed of 60 kilometers per hour, find the speed of the auto rickshaw. Now, if normally he would have gone from office to home and then concert, he would have gone 48 minutes, come back 48 minutes, and then gone to the concert. This will lead to a 16-minute delay. We want to save 16 minutes. So what we have to do is we have to save 8 minutes on each trip from home to office because the time from office to concert will be the same. The only thing is if he picks up Shikha a little earlier, some time can be saved. So instead of 48 minutes, he would go for 40 minutes. By the time Shikha would cover, in the same time, Shikha would cover some distance and then he will go back. They will go back towards the office and then to the concert. Now here instead of 96 minutes, only 80 minutes will be required by Rohan and therefore these 16 minutes will be saved. So if they meet, this was the home, this was the office. If they're meeting at point A, for example, since they started at the same time, the distance between H and A will be covered by Shikha in 40 minutes because Rohan has traveled for 40 minutes. And normally the distance between H and A, this is for Shikha, will be covered by Rohan in 8 minutes because when he goes from office to home, this office to A is 40 minutes. The remaining distance was 8 minutes. And therefore, we can say that the auto rickshaw in which Shikha is covers a distance in 40 minutes, which Rohan can cover in 5 minutes. So the ratio in 8 minutes. So the ratio of speeds of Auto and Rohan has to be 1 by 5. Inverse of time 8 by 40. Speed of Rohan we know is 60, so the speed of Auto will be 60 into 1 by 5, which is 12 kilometers per hour. Option C. Again, in terms of level of difficulty, I'd say a moderate level of difficulty question. The solving time will be high because the reading time for the question is pretty much. Therefore, maybe 2.5 to 3 minutes to solve the question overall. But again, you would have done similar questions in the past, so could be attempted in the exam. A sprinter starts running on a circular path of radius r meters. Her average speed is pi r during the first 30 seconds. Pi r meters per minute. So distance traveled in the first 30 seconds will be speed into time. Time is half a minute, so pi r by 2. This in 30 seconds, or let us write it down as half a minute. Then the speed is pi r by 2 for 1 minute. So again, distance of pi r by 2 in 1 minute now. Then speed is pi r by 4 for 2 minutes. Speed into time, again distance pi r by 2 in 2 minutes. Then speed is pi r by 8 for 4 minutes. Again distance covered will be pi r by 8 into 4, which is pi r by 2 in 8 minutes. 1 to 4 minutes. And therefore, if we add these, we realize when 4 such parts happen, pi r by 2 plus pi r by 2 plus pi r by 2 plus pi r by 2, this is 2 pi r, which is one full circle. So for the first circle, time taken will be half plus 1 plus 2 plus 4. What is the ratio of time taken for the nth round to that of the previous round? By a similar logic, we can say that the next pi r by, the time is doubling for each part. So for next pi r by 2 will happen in 8 minutes. The next will happen in 16 minutes. Half into 2, 1 into 2, 2 into 2, 4 into 2, 8 into 2. Next, half in 32 minutes. And next, 1/4 in 64 minutes. So, for the second round, time will be 8 plus 16 plus 32 plus 64. For the first round, time is half plus 1 plus 2 plus 4. From the denominator, if we take out 16 from the numerator, if we take out 16, we'll get 16 and 8, half, 16 and 16, 1, 16 and 32, 2, 16 and 64, 4, upon half plus 1 plus 2 plus 4. This ratio will remain same always, and therefore the time taken to do one round with respect to the other round, the ratio will always be 16. That's an easy to moderate question. Just have to get the circumference of the circle going. From there, it is easy to see the ratio. Rancho first traveled from A to B and then from B to C. The distance between A and B and C and the ratio 2:3. So I'm saying distance between A and B and C is say 2x and 3x. Rancho's average speed between A and B and C was in the ratio 5:4. So let the average speeds be 5y and 4y. If Rancho's average speed for the entire journey is 40. Now, time taken for A to B can be written as distance upon speed. Time taken for B to C will be distance upon speed. And therefore, overall average speed will be total distance upon total time. Total distance upon total time is average speed, which is given as 40. On solving, we can say 2x plus 3x, 5x upon denominator here will become 20y for 8x. 4, 5 are 20, 15x. This is equal to 40. So 5x upon 23x into 20y is equal to 40. X and x cancelled. Y 20. 22s are 40. So y becomes 46 by 5. 23 into 2, 46 upon 5. We have to find the average speed between A and B. Average speed between A and B is 5y. So 5y will simply be 46. Hence, the required answer is 46 kilometers per hour, option B. Again, in terms of level of difficulty, I'd say a moderate level of difficulty question because all of the numbers are variables and even choosing values might be difficult upfront. But once you start solving, you'll realize that the x cancels out and only one variable is left. So solving time about 2.5 minutes. But since a relatively new question, therefore, moderate sort of difficulty. Two friends, Farhan and Zoya, started from P towards Q at 10 a.m. Okay, both of them started from P towards Q at 10 a.m. After reaching Q, immediately turned back to P. Farhan took 6 hours, Zoya took 12 hours for the entire journey. At what time did they cross? Since Farhan took 6 hours for the entire journey, that means he will take 3 hours to reach Q and then 3 hours to come back, half of 6. He started at 10. Therefore, 3 hours later at 1 p.m., 10, 10, 11, 12, 1. At 1 p.m., Farhan is standing at Q and turns to go back. Where has Zoya reached at 1 p.m.? Zoya takes 12 hours to go for the entire journey. Therefore, from P to Q, Zoya will take 6 hours. Uh, by now, 3 hours have passed, so she'll be at the midpoint of PQ exactly. Because the ratio of speed is 2 is to 1. Ratio of time is 1 is to 2. So, ratio of speed of Farhan and Zoya will be 2 is to 1, inverse of time. Since Zoya completes the entire distance, um, since Farhan completes the entire distance from P to Q, Zoya would have done half till 1 p.m. Now at this point, Zoya is still going forward. Farhan is coming back towards P. What will be the time taken to cover this distance now? Generally, Zoya will take 3 hours to go from P to Q alone when her speed is 1. Speed 1, time will be 3 hours. And therefore, we can say that the distance is equal to 3, speed into time. But when these two are supposed to meet, we will look at the relative speed. Relative speed for these two people will be 2 plus 1, which is 3. So time taken to meet will be 3 by 3. Distance upon speed, which is 1 hour. The distance which Zoya covers in 1 hour, Zoya and Farhan together will cover in 3 hours. Therefore, after Farhan starts to move towards P again, 1 hour after that, both of them will meet, and therefore they will meet for the first time across each other at 1 hour after 1, which is 2 p.m. Again, in terms of level of difficulty, I'd say a moderate question. You just have to be able to visualize what is happening. In terms of calculation, not too much that needs to be done. Or again, we can also, what we can do is we can assume a value. We can assume that the distance between PQ is say 600 or 60 kilometers. From there, we'll get the speeds of Farhan and Zoya. We can also use that to get the answer, either or. The smaller the numbers, the easier the calculation. Bhola starts walking towards the temple from his house. After covering 1/4 of the total distance to the temple, he doubles his original speed. 1/4, suppose the distance is 4x. So after covering a distance of x, suppose his speed initially is say s. So this is the distance total. This is speed initially. Distance of x is covered as at the speed s. When he has walked half the total distance, half the total distance means another x kilometers, he doubles his speed. The next x is done at double the speed, which is 2s. When he has walked half the total distance, after this point, he increases speed for 3 times of the speed to 3 times his original speed and walks for another 1/4 of the total distance. So another x kilometers he walks at 3s. For the remaining distance, which again will be x, his speed is 4 times his original speed, which is 4s. While coming back to his house, he covers the entire distance at his original speed. If Bonat walks for 2 hours and 26 minutes in all, then for how much time does he walk at thrice his original speed? Now, the total time taken for this entire journey will be the first x kilometers at s kilometers per hour, next x is at 2s, next at x at 3s, the next x at 4s, and then the return journey of 4x kilometers at the original speed s. This takes 2 hours 26 minutes. So 2 hours 26 by 60, which is 13 by 30. This is the time taken. We take the LCM 12s, 12s. So 12x plus 6x plus 4x plus 3x plus 48x is equal to 3 to the 60, 73 by 30. 12 and 10, 22, 25. This means 73x upon 12s is equal to 73 by 30. 70, 73 cancel. This means x by s is equal to 12 by 30 divided by 2, 6 by 15 divided by 6. Total is 2 by 5. 2 by 5. X by s. X by s is this term, which is distance upon speed. So this is in hours. X by S is 2 by 5 hours. So what do I have to find out? How much time does he walk at thrice his original speed? How many hours does he walk at? How much time does he walk at 3s of his speed? So the time at for which he walks at 3s of his speed or 3 times of his speed is x upon 3s. Distance upon speed, x by s is 2 by 5. So x upon 3s will be 2 by 3 into 5 or 2 by 15 hours. To convert it into minutes, we multiply by 60. Answer comes out to 8 minutes, which is option B. In terms of level of difficulty, I'd say easy to moderate sort of a question. The calculation might take some time. Otherwise, conceptually, it's just one equation that we're trying to solve. Doable question, about 2 minutes to solve. If a man cycles at 10 kilometers per hour, he arrives at a certain place at 1 p.m. If he cycles at 15 kilometers per hour, he will arrive at the same at 11 a.m. Now, if the time taken at arriving at 11 a.m. is x hours, the time taken at arriving at 1 p.m. will be x plus 2 hours. For example, at whatever time he starts, 7, 6, 5, 4, whatever, till 10, till 11 o'clock, there is some time. Till 1 o'clock, there is 2 hours more because the difference between 11 and 1 is 2 hours. So we can say that in the first case, speed is 10, time taken is x plus 2. In the second case, speed is 15, time taken is x hours. But the distance is same in both cases, so speed into time should be equal to speed into time in the second case. 10x plus 20 is equal to 15x. 5x is equal to 20, x is equal to 4. X is equal to 4. And therefore, if that for reaching at 11, 4 hours are required, that means the start time is 7 o'clock. You start at 7, you reach at 11, 4 hours are required. You start at 7, you reach at 1, 6 hours are required, 4 plus 2. At what speed must he cycle to get there at noon? If the person wants to reach at 12 after starting at 7, the time that he has is 5 hours. What is the distance that is to be traveled? Distance we can get from here. Distance was 15 speed into time 4 or 60 kilometers. The distance is 60 kilometers and therefore speed should simply be 60 by 5, which will come out to 12 kilometers per hour. Option B. In terms of level of difficulty, I'd say moderate level of difficulty, especially if you not come across a similar question earlier, but solving time should not be more than 2.5 minutes. Another thing that can be seen here is, since the arrival times are 11, 12 and 1, at the faster speed 11, at the slower speed 1, and we have to find out the time for the time speed for the time in the center. Therefore, the required speed can also be taken as the harmonic mean of 15 and 10. So we can directly write the answer is 2 into 10 into 15 upon 10 plus 15. This will be 2 into 10 into 15 by 25. 5 3s are 5 5s are 5 2s are 2 into 2 into 3 is 12, which is the answer that could also have been done. A 42-wheeler truck having 8 spare wheels is driven 20,000 kilometers. If each of the 50 wheels covers the same distance, what is the distance traveled by each wheel? Now, when the truck travels, there are always 42 wheels on the ground, and a distance of 20,000 kilometers is to be traveled. So, the total distance traveled by all the wheels combined will be 42 wheels always on the ground for 20,000 kilometers. But this distance is being divided among 50 wheels because we keep changing the wheels here and there. Therefore, distance per wheel has to be total distance equally divided amongst the 50 wheels. So this becomes my answer. 5 4s are 20. 16800 kilometers, option C. Or 42 by 50 times of the total distance that is to be covered will be the answer. In terms of level of difficulty, I think easy question, just one equation is to be written. Not more than maybe 90 seconds to solve the question. If you look at the overall level of difficulty of moderate level, 6 to 7 questions, as I said, about 18 to 21 minutes to solve the overall questions. The questions that I would choose would be 1 to 5, 3, 1 to 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. Which are these questions? Would have done this because you've done this earlier. Would have done this basic application of circular motion. Here, because there were variables involved, would have taken a call on this question. Definitely not the easier ones among the 10. This again, because of the length of the question was a problem. Also, if you've done a question earlier like this, it will be easier. Otherwise, in the exam could be a little cumbersome. This was a basic question, would have attempted this. Uh, Here also because of because equations are being formed uh, in two variables could be a challenging question to be done for the first time. This I thought was something that can be done logically or assuming a value, so would have attempted it. This was a straightforward equation question, would have done it. Have done these questions earlier, this kind of a question, therefore attempted this question as well. This I think was a basic logic question, so should have been attempted. So my attempt would be 1, 2, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, but at least 6 questions out of these for sure.